To be honest, it's really not a good teaching method. Once it's laid bare, I hope you'll go and verify it for yourself. If you can't verify it, you can't blame me and say I've led you astray. I haven't done you any harm. I genuinely want to help you. In scriptures and commentaries, whether it's Buddha's teachings or writings of great masters, language is reserved. I've explained, made it simple. But even though it's been explained clearly, it still doesn't become your own realization. So how can you turn it into your own realization? That's where the real effort comes in. That's the true benefit. This is actually an extremely difficult thing to do. Right now, sentient beings are just as described in the Earthstore Sutra. Deep karmic obstacles and stubborn, hard to transform. Especially now, our living environment isn't good. It's not just a chaotic era, it's a time of utter chaos. It's not just that there's no stability, people are committing evil to the extreme. We are living in this kind of environment right now. This phenomenon is called an explosion of knowledge. Knowledge really has exploded. It's even more powerful than an atomic bomb. It completely disrupts your proper understanding and views. Everything you see, hear, and come into contact with every day is essentially all wrong views and misconceptions, almost always. Over time, evil knowledge and evil views become one's own knowledge and views, so they are preconceived and become a prejudice. And once you have a fixed prejudice, it's not easy to change. This is something that's extremely difficult and painful in teaching. When I was young and studying, I met a few good mentors, and each one of them really cared for me. Why was that? It was because I was simple-minded. I hadn't been exposed to much, so they saw that as something really valuable. I didn't get it. I thought this teacher and I had a special connection. He treated me better. I didn't know why back then, but now I get it. People who are simple-minded are easy to teach, but if you've learnt too much, hard to teach when explained, you push back, question, and they don't have time to respond. They don't want hassle. The simpler a person, the easier to teach them. These are the kinds of students that most teachers like best. They're receptive, they can take things in, they don't have preconceived ideas, and they don't overthink things. So, back when I was close to Professor Fang Dong Mai, he asked me, and I said I was really interested in philosophy and really wanted to study it. He asked if I had read any books on philosophy. No. Have you ever heard anyone explain it? No. He was pleased. I asked to go to the school to attend his classes. He said just come to his place. He taught me privately at his home. So later on, when some of his students found out that I was taught by the teacher one-on-one at his place, they all looked at me differently. Back in the early days in Hong Kong, Mr. Tang Jinyi was one of Fang Dongmai's students. Those people were all taught by him in the classroom at school. I was taught in the small lounge at his home. It was only then that we realized he was worried that if I went to school for classes, I'd get to know a lot of teachers and students. He thought that would just make my thinking more confused, since I'd be exposed to too many different things. So he narrowed my circle, kept my environment small, and didn't let me interact with outsiders, just listened to him alone. That made it easier to teach me. When learning about Buddhism, I got close to contemporary masters, as with Mr. Fang Dongmai. He also kept my circle small. Back then I was working, so I could only go out on Sundays. Every Sunday, I'd meet with him for 2 hours, and it was always one-on-one teaching. If I missed a session, he'd call to check on me to ask if I was okay or why I hadn't come. With such care, I couldn't skip it. I'd let him down. Later we realized we cared for him. We were naive. We loved learning, and we were very earnest about it, but we hadn't actually studied before. These days, not many people understand this principle. That's why all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas see clearly and thoroughly, in their wisdom, that the entire universe, all of existence, is a truly perfect whole. What's this whole? It's actually yourself. In the sutras, the Buddha tells us about the Dharma body. The Dharma body is the fundamental essence. The Dharma body is our true nature. The Dharma body is our true mind. The Dharma body is the very first and foremost. So, throughout many lifetimes, what's been talked about is really just this one thing. What is the Dharma body? The Dharma body is everything. The Dharma body is all sentient beings. Will you accept that? Even when it's in front of you, you can't accept it. All the Buddhas, Tathagatas, 41 Bodhisattvas of Dharma body at Avatamsaka assembly acknowledge this. They are certain that this is the truth. But when we hear it today, it sounds like nonsense. We think it's not real at all. This is because we're completely muddled, taking the false for real and ignoring the real. When someone tells you the truth, you say it's fake. When someone tells you something false, you say it's real. So what about all sentient beings in the 6 realms? They listen to lies, not to good advice. The Buddha's teachings are half deception and half persuasion. Why half coaxing, half persuading? Buddha taught 2 truths. Sudi is half a liar. Ultimately, half persuasion. So, where does it start? At first, there's more trickery and less truth. Honestly, gradually, the balance shifts, and at a certain stage, there's less trickery and more truth, until eventually it's all truth and no trickery at all. That's the method the Buddha used to teach. In the beginning, there's more trickery and less truth. In the scriptures, it's always so. This is the Buddha's wisdom, his skillful and expedient means. He's not tricking you out of malice. It's actually with good intentions, because you don't understand. If he didn't trick you a bit, you wouldn't be able to accept it at all. So it's half trickery, half temptation. Using this approach, that's what it means to be painstakingly patient and caring. We need to understand and fully grasp this idea. Yourself is vast as space and fills the universe. It's just like our own body. What is our body, really? What exactly is it? Just a single cell in the body. These days, we mistake a cell for our whole self. That's a misunderstanding. This is what the sutras often refer to as being deluded, having false thoughts, in not realizing that all beings throughout space and the universe are actually yourself. Once you fully understand and see this clearly, all conflicts disappear and all misunderstandings are gone too. That's when great compassion arises. The great compassion without any conditions and the great mercy for all beings are born from this place, so he can live forever. I punish the mind? The ancients said dew vanishes quickly. Once the sun rises, it's gone. Life loses clarity. In the language of the Chinese classics, these two words take half a year. Like us now, when we speak carefully, we talk for 8 hours a week. I remember the 6th chapter of Dedication, Lyrics and Music by Jonathan Lee, the 4th and 6th dedications, the 6th about the doctorate. I remember back then when we were studying that chapter, it took a year to go through. It seemed like we had 2 or 3 sessions a week, and it went on for a year. He explained many aspects, all new. Once you start talking about it, there's no end to the explanations. It's truly inexhaustible. Aligning with self-confidence is boundless. The examples given in the Avatamsaka Sutra are just explained in a bit more detail than in other sutras. Focus on what we can do now. We must be resolved and determined. The 20 words we are advocating, promoting. Our shrine is clean. No right or wrong, gain or fame. No worry about status, money or rank. A mind of true awareness is never confused, and only then can one give rise to great compassion. Great compassion means caring for all sentient beings unconditionally, cherishing all beings, and doing your utmost to help them. Bodhisattva. Only when you have the heart of a bodhisattva can you walk the bodhisattva path. And the bodhisattva path is what we refer to here as giving. To put it simply, there are three main types of giving. Material giving. Possessions are internal or external. External wealth is anything outside your body. Using your own body, effort, or wisdom counts as internal wealth. We should give both external and internal wealth. If you look at this place today, you'll see many fellow practitioners volunteering and working hard here. This is an example of giving internal wealth. Some practitioners give money and goods as offerings. That's external wealth giving, or material giving. It is often said in the sutras and treatises that when people in this world become rich and gain wealth, wealth is the result of their karma. Why do they become rich? Why do they gain wealth? Alms giving. If they didn't give in a past life, that is this life. If you consistently practice material giving, you'll never lack for money or resources, especially over the past year. Khan crisis. Every industry in Southeast Asia struggles. Buddhists have been affected. Many temples have been unable to raise funds, and even alms rounds haven't been successful. But the Lay Buddhist Association's temple is thriving and hasn't been affected at all. Why is that? Is it because of generous giving? Yes, it's because they give a lot. That's why they never lack resources. There's been no impact. Layperson Lee told me their income hasn't dropped. It rises every month. What does this show? It proves that what the Buddha said is true. How could we not believe it? It's as if the facts themselves are proving to us that giving the gift of the Dharma brings wisdom and intelligence. Just look at everyone who comes to our temple to listen to the teachings, to chant the Buddha's name, or even those who come here to volunteer. Have you noticed that their wisdom grows year after year? I can see it clearly. Why does their wisdom keep growing? It's because there's so much Dharma giving at this temple. Every single day, someone is here giving Dharma talks. There's not a day missed. Chanting Buddha's name. The chanting never stops. This is Dharma giving. That's why everyone here has lighter worries and greater wisdom. This is what we've witnessed. Now, the third type is called fearlessness giving, and the reward for that is health and long life. We should also observe this situation. When you have wealth, make vows. And gradually, in time, you come to truly understand all matters and all underlying principles. No matter what disasters happen in the world, our hearts remain calm and steady, unaffected. when the impact on us starts to lessen bit by bit. We feel peace and happiness in both body and mind. This is the way to health and longevity, the effect of meticulous care. If you can practice the 3 kinds of giving, are willing to practice them, and do so joyfully. So, the results you receive are wealth, intelligence and wisdom, and health and longevity. You'll find that the world is filled with the joy of the Dharma. Many fellow practitioners have clearly experienced that at the Lay Buddhist Association, as soon as you walk through the door, no matter who you meet, everyone is all smiles and full of joy. People here are always filled with happiness. This happiness is actually the result of practicing the 3 kinds of giving. The accomplishment of the 3 kinds of giving. We've already achieved this. We've already reaped these rewards. Our confidence has grown quite significantly. Our faith in giving has truly increased, and our intention to give has become even stronger. The rewards we'll get will be better, and positive results are growing. So, it is important to remember that everyone should know that through giving, you can experience great happiness and fulfillment, true freedom, and genuine wisdom. Why do some people give and get no results? As I mentioned earlier, it's because you don't have bodhicitta, so you don't receive the benefits. When you make vows and set your intention to practice giving in front of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you're actually trying to strike a deal with them. You might say, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, if you bless me with wealth, I'll offer you 10,000 out of 1,000,000 I make. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas won't fall for that. They think, you make 1,000,000 and offer 10,000, I won't bless you. When people make vows, aren't most like this? It's all about bargaining. Everyone treats the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas like fools, thinking they're the clever ones. With this kind of mindset, you might still gain some merit from giving, but it'll be very little, and you won't get any real response. So, is this really the true purpose of a bodhisattva practicing generosity? No, it's not. The true purpose of a bodhisattva's generosity, well, this is far too limited. This kind of giving just brings blessings and rewards, but it can't be called pramit. It's called generosity, not the perfection of generosity. So, what does it take for it to be called the perfection of generosity? Pramit is usually translated as a crossing over or transcendence. Simply put, the perfection of generosity in the 6 perfections isn't about saving others. Cutting afflictions. Which kind of afflictions are we talking about? The afflictions of attachment and amazement. It's when the mind of greed and attachment is cut off. When the hard, stubborn mind is let go of, that's what's truly called the perfection of generosity. The Buddha thoughtfully employed this as a valuable teaching method in order to help guide his followers. Why is that? Greed is a significant and persistent worry, one of the three poisons: greed, anger, and ignorance. All living beings have greed and love. Follow your own, well, there is nothing you don't love. The objects of greed are the five desires and the six dusts. The five desires are wealth, lust, fame, food, and sleep. The six sense objects are sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and ideas, things you attach to. Attached to things. Because you have this worry, you cannot escape the cycle of reincarnation. Face karma consequences. Now, all Buddhas and Tathagatas possess true, ultimate, and perfect wisdom. They understand this and use these methods to help you cut off your afflictions. Only when your afflictions are cut off can you break free from the cycle of the six realms. That's what it means to truly be liberated through generosity. The blessings from giving, those are just trivial, like chicken feathers and garlic skins. Can you enjoy blessings? Not enjoyable. Why? Because when you enjoy blessings, you fall back down. So, even if you practice generosity, you'll never attain the perfection of giving if you indulge in the rewards. That's why, as people learning Buddhism, we need to understand these facts and see the truth behind them. When we practice the three types of giving and gain a bit of good fortune, can we enjoy it? You can't enjoy it. That's why the Buddha taught us to let go and gain. Letting go means giving, and after giving, there's something to gain. How did you get it? Whatever you gain, you have to let go of it, give back what you've received. Letting go and gaining is deep. It means that if you let go, you'll gain. The more you let go, the more you gain, but whatever you gain, you still have to let go of it. Don't use it. We have seen this true bodhisattva. He does this. Layman Li Muyuan, as you've all seen, is a living example of this teaching. We've never seen him go to a restaurant for a meal. He'd just go to a street vendor, spend $3, and that would be his meal sorted. What does this show? Gain blessings giving, don't enjoy them. These blessings are meant for everyone to share, and by letting others enjoy them, your good fortune is always accumulating there, building up merit and virtue. People cultivating use up blessings. When they die, they are left without merit or blessings, so they end up in the lower realms. How could someone with blessings end up in the three lower realms? A virtuous person may fall to lower realms if their blessings are exhausted. There's also another bodhisattva. I've seen him and you have too. He's come here before and listened to the teachings. Lay Buddhist Kui Yujun from China, who is quite famous among modern Chinese entrepreneurs. He's very wealthy. This time, we invited him to take us into the disaster area to help with relief efforts. He went.